You might be a new player to Demon Slayer, or you've been playing the game for quite some time, but you're noticing a concerning trend in your rank/player matches. You keep on losing your games, and not because your player has better fundamentals than you, it's because, well, the lack thereof of your damage in your combos. You keep on dropping combos, you keep on not doing enough damage, and that helps your opponent reset the neutral and adds a lot of L's on your win-loss ratio. But we're gonna fix that in this guide. Hi, I am TUG's BakuTV, and in this guide I will be giving you my tips and tricks on comboing in this game. Whether you play Slayers, whether you play Demons, this combo guide is gonna get you through. But let's stop wasting any time, let's stop wasting more time and let's just do as the GOAT suggested us to do, and let's
shut the fuck up and learn some goddamn combos. Ah!
Okay, but before we get into the comboing of the video, we're gonna have to learn a bit about the system mechanics of the game and how the game actually functions, so we can understand the core mechanics before we start implementing them into our combos. So as you can see with the illustration demonstrated on the screen, every single character in the game has a specific damage multiplier. The higher the damage multiplier, the more damage the character takes. So in regards to the stronger characters, more so the demons, they have a higher damage multiplier, so they take the most damage, and the slayers tend to have the lower damage multiplier. As you can see with the demonstration, the top being Akaza and the bottom being Irokodaki, the difference in the damage that they take is absolutely huge. So just keep that in mind whenever you're picking a main in this game, and we're going to be using Water Tanjiro based on the fact that his damage multiplier is just a 1. So you know that the damage you're going to be applying to this Tanjiro is going to be either this damage or more for probably the entirety of the cast, and you're going to be able to just delete demons with the combos we're going to be learning today. So since we got that out of the way, what we can actually start talking about now is the starter. And please get your mind out of McDonald's, this ain't eating time. When I'm talking about starters, I don't know what the common terminology for it is, but I'm talking about the first hit of your combo, how you hit your opponent. So same applies within this game. There are multiple ways to initiate a combo. Firstly would be the normal hit, and then would be the air hit, and then thirdly would be the dive hit. Fourth would be the skill 1 and the skill 2 as well, and then fifth would be the assist, so there are 2 assists as well. Then there would be the charge guard break, that'd be the normal dash, and then there'd be the parry. So in regards to the DP, there are some characters that can combo off their DP. Water Tanjiro, unfortunately, under normal circumstances cannot combo off his DP, but this is actually part of the video where you have to learn your character and their character specific knowledge stuff. So you can actually combo off of Water Tanjiro's DP. This is actually possible by going to the corner, so it's like a wall combo, and well, we are going to dive into this later on in the video, but you can actually combo by using the wall as a barrier. So you can use the wall to bounce off Akaza's body, because there's not enough room for the game to register him going further enough, so the dash is able to connect. As you saw in the previous examples, the dash wasn't able to connect, but this time it was, due to the fact that the wall obscures Akaza's body from flying away. So there are a lot of characters in the game that can actually combo off of their DP without having such a specific scenario as the characters I'm demonstrating right now, but this is just the part of the video where you have to just learn your character and learn what tools they have. Learning what combo bar that their DP also gives you, and what am I referring to as a combo bar. So now we're gonna dive into the combo meter of the game. So as said before, there are a multitude of ways to actually approach starting a combo in the game, but usually the best way that you approach is just with the normal attack. But all of these approach options, depending on the character, have have pros and cons. So they have varying strengths in their approach tool. Of course, the normal approach, the universal approach, which being the punch button, yields a yellow combo, and the dive kick yields a red combo. So what this means is that this is the way that the game regulates how long the combo is going to last, and this actually tells us how long you can combo the opponent before they naturally fall off of the combo, as I will demonstrate right now. As you see, that tumbling animation demonstrates that the combo is over, and that the combo is over, and that it's time for you to try landing another combo on him. So it applies, the same rule applies to each and every circle. Is just the timer is a bit shorter, the depending on the color. Okay, so the use of the combo bar meter and the reasoning for this game having a combo bar meter instead of allowing you to have free reign on the combos is to avoid infinites that people usually associate with arena fighters, such as Naruto Storm, and Naruto Storm. Um, Well, it's more deeper than that with Storm. You get a whole substitution bar, blah blah, to implement the fact that you're not going to be comboed for eternity. It's a thing of resource management. But in this video, I'm not going to be talking about Storm for once in my life. I'll just keep quiet about the competitive viability of Storm 4 and just talk about other games. So in this game, that's how we regulate infinite combos and stop characters from having infinites in this game. It's the same premise as hit stun deterioration or hit stun decay, as the fighting game glossary describes. Let me put my glasses on. A game mechanic in some games, including Versus series, where the character who is being hit in a combo will suffer increasingly less hit stun as the combo gets longer. After a while, the hit stun will be so low that you won't be able to keep the combo. English. Excuse me for being illiterate, but yeah, you get the whole gist of it. So in games such as MVC and what do you call Street Fighter, we have mechanics that implement you from just jabbing people as an infinite all the way into the corner and then going into super. And then in Tekken, I don't know what the hell it's called, but we're just gonna call it floating body theory. So in Tekken, the longer you hit someone, or the more you hit someone in the game, the floatier their body becomes. I can't really describe it, but you understand what I mean if you've actually played the game. Another thing you're going to have to keep in mind is damage scaling. And what damage scaling is a system that reduces the damage of each hit in a combo more and more as the combo gets longer. So I'll make an example with Tanjiro's Airhead. So Tanjiro's Airhead does 500 damage normally. So as you can see, it does 500 damage consistently when you just hit someone with it once. But what happens when you actually wove this into a combo? Let's check it out. So as you're able to see, the more we use it in the combo, the less damage the actual move produced. So that's how the damage scaling looks. And the reason why we're learning about damage scaling as well is that we have to keep in mind how much of the same move we use in our combos. So if we're spamming the exact same move, I'll just keep on doing this. We didn't really get a lot of damage because it just teased, and that was 3 bars worth of a combo damage. So that was pretty underwhelming. So we don't really get a lot of damage, or we don't get as much damage as we could if we were utilizing other moves. For instance, I'm not going to use any special moves at the moment. I'll get to that now. But if I could do this for an example. See? It did a lot more damage, and that was just 1 bar of meter that we actually used. So keeping a lot of variation in your combos and in your combo routes as well is quite important. And this is also important because of the amount of hits your specials do. Your specials do way more damage than your normals, because as you can see, Tanjiro's normal is 200 damage. Then once you implement the special, it is 1.3 damage like in total, and then his water wheel is 1.2. But the problem with the specials, especially Water Tanjiro specials, is that they're multi-hitting. Multi-hitting specials aren't really good for combo scaling due to the fact that they add a lot of hits to your combo. So for instance, that's 3 hits and that's 5 hits of your combo with the water base that you could have done something else, you know. And this does actually stack with the combo scaling. I'll make an example with the best meta character you could pick is a character that has a single hitting special skill. For instance, that would be Hinokami, Tanjiro, and Zenitsu. So with this team, this is my main team, and this is the team I usually use whenever I'm going for tournaments or whenever I'm actually trying to sweat and ranked. So these two have really good specials because they are single hitting, or they, like with Hinokami, it's just two hits, but it does a fuck ton of damage, and Zenitsu as well. It's just a single hit and it just does a massive amount of damage. So that means you can loop these and get pretty decent damage as well. For instance, that was just 2 bars and an assist, and I did 4.6k damage. So this is kind of why the amount of hits your specials do are very important. That's how back to water Tanjiro, because that's the character we're actually going to be using for this video. So now we're actually just going to be talking about their normal skills and like how you can implement this into a combo, and like which one is the best to start with. Actually, the best thing to start with would actually, shockingly enough, would be this. The air hit. I know usually it would be best to start with the special, so you can start with the most amount of damage in your combo. But in regards to a lot of characters in the game, the air hit usually is the most optimal way to actually start their combo, because it's a 2 hitting thing actually, and it does 1k damage off rip, no skills, no nothing, and it scales pretty well as well. But this is quite unrealistic to hit this, because even if you actually hit your opponent with a guard break, you don't have enough time to jump in the air and actually hit them with this. No matter how you try to time it out, your hit always misses. So this is a very situational way to start your combo, and you won't 99% of times you'll never start your combo like this in an actual ranked match. So the actual best way to start your combo for now is with a special. So this is usually the best way to start your combo, especially since Water Tanjiro's Water Wheel is now safe on block, so your opponent can block it, and as long as you're blocking, you should be groovy, or the Water Basin, because the Water Basin actually allows you to start with the optimal way, with the air combo. And this leads to insane amounts of damage, 3 bars and only 4.4k damage. That's pretty good, but Hinokami Tanjiro did it with 2 bars. But let me stop wanking off my character, and yeah, I think I've told you everything that you need to know so far. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is a no-no within a combo. If you can avoid dashing, for the love of God, please do not dash in your combo, because it does scale your combo. I'll use this combo as an example. So for instance, with this combo without the dash, look how much damage it does. And the dashes actually did scale the combo heavily. So instead of using a dash, try seeing if you can use a dive kick to extend the combo, maybe use another special, or maybe time your buttons better. Okay, so that did a hell of a ton of damage, and we only used 3 bars there, and we even had more time to actually continue the combo if you wanted to add something as well. So you could go into your ult there. So not only does weaving in the dash within your combo reduce the time you have to combo, but it also scales it heavily. So if you can, rather not add anything in between your combo. If you don't need to add a dash, don't add a dash. Just find a different way to play around with your combo and stuff like that. The same applies to the supports as well, with the starters as well, because if you start with the support, you're gonna get a red health, you're gonna get a red combo bar, depending on the support, of course, and depending on which support you use, because some supports are a lot cheaper than others. Some will actually give you a blue combo bar, as in reference to Tengen's wives. And I think there's another thing that gives, Daki's sashes, there we go, and Daki sashes. Those actually give you blue combo bars as supports. But they're quite costly, because with those characters, one's a demon and then one doesn't really have another character that they can switch to, so it's kind of balanced in its own way. But I think that's all that's... Oh yeah. The other thing that I can also... The other thing that's missing is surges. So preferably, I would not advise someone to surge within their combo unless it's like advantageous to them. So with the full surge back in the base game, these surges actually didn't make the combo bar stop. So you would surge, and the combo bar would still continue going. But at least in Demon Slayer 2, the combo's still going. The combo still continues and all that stuff, all that nice stuff. So let me stop the rambling and let me show you a few combos that I cooked up with Tanjiro. Situation you'd find yourself in, but you just gotta lab for the uncertainties as well, man. You never know when this might happen to you in an actual game. But I think that's the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for, if you've came this far throughout the video, thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate your energy as well. And if you have any other things you want to ask me in the comment section, don't be shy, just comment down below. And if you want a character specific guide for Tanjiro, just let me know in the comments. If you have any character specific guide for any character, I'll just pick the most popular character and I'll go through it like so. So thanks for watching the video. Have a lovely rest of your day, and Baku out.